Dexter fans, we have a lot to talk about today. Dexter Showtime just released another little teaser trailer because tomorrow the official full-length trailer will drop. But there's a lot going on in this new teaser already, so we gotta talk about it. We're gonna break it down here on the channel, discuss a few theories, and let's just get right into it. I'm Pamela, welcome back to the channel. So I was kind of expecting to get the full-length trailer tomorrow. There's been kind of rumors circulating around the internet that it was going to drop on Saturday, May 31st, because there's a fan convention that is going on in Mexico, and that is where we're expected to get the full-length trailer. But to my surprise, they dropped a little teaser trailer for the full-length trailer today, so had to immediately jump on here to break it down for you guys. So just like the first teaser trailer that we got about a month ago, this one is only 30 seconds long, so you would think that there's not much to talk about, but there is a lot going on in this trailer, and a lot of the clips are very quick, so it's like if you blink, you'll miss it. So the teaser opens up with Dexter in the hospital. He is in a hospital bed, and a nurse is tending to him, checking his vitals, like his pulse, his eyes, his blood pressure. As we know from Dexter New Blood, Harrison shot him. He was thought to be dead for a few years. Clearly he's back. We saw them kind of tease this in Dexter Original Sin, being brought to the hospital, and also yesterday on the channel we did a breakdown of the episode titles. All 10 episode titles were released, so after this video, if you want to go back and check that out, please do so. Episode 1 is called A Beating Heart, so this is definitely going to be episode 1 here, where he's in the hospital. So then the next shot that we get is this person with like a meat cleaver or a butcher knife. They are sleeveless, wearing an apron and rubber gloves. Very Dexter-like. There's a bunch of pots and pans hanging on the ceiling, and here I am wondering who the hell could this be? And I think I might know, which we'll get to a little bit later in the video. So then we get a shot of Leon Prater, who is played by Peter Dinklage. And then we see Charlie, who is played by Uma Thurman. She has a baseball bat with a bunch of nails in it, and she's got a bit of a smirk on her face, so I wonder what she's up to. She is playing Leon Prater's right-hand woman, head of security, so she might be getting into some crazy things, trying to protect him. As a billionaire, I'm sure he has a bunch of enemies of some kind, so I'm very intrigued to see what the hell she's gonna do with this baseball bat full of nails. And then we get this shot of Angel smiling at someone. I wonder who he could be talking to. So I'm kind of thinking maybe Harrison. We know that they're gonna have some scenes together. We've had some set images of them, which I shared here on the channel. So definitely go check out my playlist. I have a separate playlist for Dexter Resurrection set images. So if you've missed out on those and you wanna check them out, they are all there for you. So I'm wondering if maybe he's talking to Harrison and he's kind of reminiscing on when he knew him as a little kid, you know? Maybe it's Angela. We do not have any word on whether or not she's returning to the series, but I feel she's important to the story since she's the one who figured Dexter out and called Batista. I feel like we need at least one scene with her before she hands the case over to the FBI or the NYPD. Because I imagine once Dexter is in New York City, it's kind of out of her jurisdiction. So I don't know who Angel could be talking to. If you have any theories, leave a comment down below. And then we get this shot of Harrison in his hotel uniform, which we've seen before in the Vanity Fair first look images. So we know this is him in his uniform, and he is beating the shit out of someone. As we know from New Blood, he has some anger issues and a bit of a dark passenger himself, so I'm very excited to see how this scene plays out. And then we get someone taking crime scene photos. I'm assuming this is at the Empire Hotel. It kind of looks like a hotel room. I'm thinking Harrison probably killed someone, possibly the person he was beating up, or someone else. And now we get what I think is the most interesting clip in this teaser. So the same sleeveless person as before is rolling up a body in plastic wrap, and I think this is Harrison. We get the black hair just like Harrison has. He obviously learned some tips from his dad, how to set up the kill room and get away with it. This obviously isn't Dexter because the hair is different, the build is different, and so when I first saw the first shot, in the beginning of the teaser and I saw the arms, I honestly thought, oh my god, what if this is Patrick Gibson in a Dexter flashback, which I think would be so cool to see, and honestly I hope they do it. But then when I saw the black hair here in the second shot, I'm like, okay, this is Harrison, which does make sense because he's imitating his dad in a lot of ways, with the plastic wrap, the gloves, but he's sleeveless, which Dexter would never do. He always has protective sleeves. And now this brings me back to an image of blood slides that I shared here on the channel a couple of weeks ago. One of the show creators, I believe it was Scott Reynolds, he tweeted this image of blood slides a couple of weeks ago. And so we know that there is the return of blood slides to the series. But something that is interesting about this image is that they do look a lot sloppier than Dexter's blood slides ever were. The blood is sloppy, it's not centered on the blood slide, and there's been some fan theories about it floating around, which we did talk about in my video about it. Could this be Harrison imitating his father? And you know, he's not going to be as neat and perfect as Dexter. So I am thinking that this is going to be Harrison's storyline for Resurrection Season 1. He has this dark passenger, and I think for at least the first half of the season, Dexter's not going to be there to guide him. I think it's going to be a little while until we get the Dexter and Harrison reunion. I think the first half of the season, they're going to be separated. So Harrison's going to kind of be lost on his own, trying to figure out his life, figure out what he's doing, and how to control his dark passenger. But what do you guys think about this theory? Do you think that this is Harrison? I think it looks a lot like him, and the fact that, you know, he has the plastic wrap and is very Dexter-like, I can't imagine it being someone else, some random person. It has to be Harrison who got a look into his father's kill room. So this is very exciting because I know a lot of fans didn't like Harrison in New Blood. I personally did not mind him, but it's going to be really interesting to see the storyline for him if my theory is correct. We'll just have to wait and see. And then we get the shot of Dexter. I believe he is in Brooklyn. This looks like the Brooklyn Bridge behind him. And then we get the shot of someone aggressively falling into what looks like a dug grave. And then Dexter's eyes open, and Dexter is saying, "Surprise, motherfucker," which is James Doak's infamous line. So when it comes to the person who is falling into the grave, I have a feeling that this is a dream of Dexter's. The fact that that clip leads right into him opening his eyes, I feel like he's probably dreaming about Harrison shooting him. And, you know, it's like traumatic to have your own son want you dead. So he's probably having a nightmare about Harrison killing him and throwing him into a grave. And then he wakes up from the nightmare in the hospital. Also, with Dexter saying "surprise, motherfucker," I'm wondering if that's hinting at a possible Doakes return in the form of a hallucination. We know that we have some other dead returning characters like Trinity, and John Lithgow confirmed that it's sort of like a phantom as Dexter is being brought back to life. We also know Miguel Prado is returning, who's clearly dead, so I imagine, again, it's going to be some kind of hallucination of Dexter's, and maybe Dexter will see Doakes. I know a lot of fans would love to see Eric King. I know he is still pretty much involved with the series a bit because he hosts some kind of podcast or something on the internet about the show, so I think it would be really fun to see him again. I honestly could see Doakes haunting Dexter because he is one of like the few kills that he has under his belt. Not that he actually killed him himself, it was pretty much Lila, but Dexter is essentially responsible for Doakes' death. And Doakes, although he was an asshole at times, he didn't really deserve what he got. So I could see him kind of haunting Dexter, especially because he took the blame. He is thought to be the Bay Harbor Butcher, but it's really Dexter. So I could see him feeling a little bit of guilt about that, especially since now the whole Bay Harbor Butcher stuff is catching up to him. But that is it for today. That is my little breakdown of the quick teaser that we got today in anticipation of the full-length trailer dropping tomorrow, which I am super excited about, so definitely stay tuned for that. You can expect a full trailer breakdown here on the channel tomorrow, so if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel And make sure you turn on all notifications because any sort of updates that we get for Dexter Resurrection will be posted here to the channel as we get closer to the July 11th 2-episode premiere date. And once the show is airing, you can expect weekly episode breakdowns, discussions, recaps, reviews, and theory videos, so you won't want to miss out if you are a Dexter fan. Please also give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment. I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on this quick little teaser we got today? But especially, I want to know what you think about my Harrison theory. Do you think that this faceless person in the teaser trailer is Harrison, kind of imitating his dad? But thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.